Get my finger out of the way. We got Texas T. 12C conditioning. What's up, guys? Or I guess only one of you is on here. Which one of you is it? Sorry, I'm getting things positioned and ready to go. Got two pooks on here. Two of you. Let me put a hat on, cover up the mop. There we go.
Are you live?
I am live.
Please do not show our RV.
I will not show the RV.
Oh my gosh!
Hey guys.
Hey, Daddy's live. Okay. Hey, I'm charging the phone for you. Okay.
Daddy, look. I don't want it.
Yeah.
I don't want it. Look, he.
Awesome.
Okay, you gotta go in there. Okay.
All right, I love you.
Hey, I'll bring that. I'll bring that to you as soon as it's done. Okay. Okay. Go have fun.
It's just working. Does this work? Palmetto, Lance, Weinbrenner, Hooter and Torah. What's up, guys? Landon Wold, Shalom. All right, what's up? What do we got going? Hope you are good. How is it coming across? Does it sound okay? Does it look okay? Am I pixelated?
Do you look like Minecraft again?
Do I look like I am live Minecraft?
Ooh.
Kermode, what's up, dude? What?
What flavors did you get?
556. I got lemon lime twist and orange.
That's it? So boring.
I,
What about cola? And what about grapefruit?
Cola's trash.
It's not.
5 by 5. All good. Nice. Full send. Check it out. It's my wife. Yep, there she goes in her awkward fashion, screaming, stepping on my dog.
I'm sorry, Zadok.
And Zadok's just like, what's going on, Mom?
And then a big stretch.
Come here, big stretch here. You big boy. Big boy.
Get up here.
Come.
You might do boy. You might do
Come on.
Okay, go on.
Come. Good boy. Come on. No. It's because he knows better.
Yeah, right. No, he's like, I don't. How?
What's going on?
Oh,
What's going on?
oh.
This thing is not level at all.
Yeah, I know. And it's
Red, what is up?
Who?
Red.
Oh, I thought you said Ren.
Nope, just
I
red.
was like, is it Ren?
And then
Is
Brenda
it?
Prince. We
What's
got.
up?
What up, y'all? All right.
I just canned for the first time with Patty.
She did. She just canned. So that was a cool experience for her. I was at home putting up laundry. And before that, I was at a
2A event.
grassroots Second Amendment event that was local to here.
Okay, this bread is so freaking
And
good.
what a tremendous opportunity to be able to be a part of that. Let me tell you guys, there's...
He's almost finished.
Isn't that
Hey
so good?
Jace, I'm glad that you're excited. Keep your voice down.
I can't stop eating it.
Tremendous. Amazing bread.
I've kept sourdough starter alive for months, like a long time now. I would say months, but I don't know how long.
Dirty Civilian, what up, dude? How did that go? Bob was talking about it. Yeah, it went great, man. Bob did an incredible job. He got up and he spoke and brought to light some very key points. And you know, Bob, he can be a fiery individual, which is incredible. He did a phenomenal job at holding his tongue and speaking coherently and gracefully and getting his point across. So he did a great, incredible job.
Cool.
And several of us were there,
Okay,
and it went well enough that we all thought or saw it fit to move up the next local meeting to actually next month. So It seems like positive things are potentially in the works. And guys, I don't know where you stand on the idea of voting. Personally, as for me, the last election, the last presidential election was not an election. It was hijacked.
I don't think we voted the last.
We didn't
two
vote.
No.
We didn't vote.
We voted. No, we didn't vote for Trump either.
We
did
didn't vote.
we haven't voted
We
for
didn't
the
vote
last-
for Trump either.
Yeah.
Simply because my suspicion was, now I was pleasantly surprised. I thought that Hillary was going to do everything that the Democratic Party was going to do everything that they could to hijack that election, and then Trump came out with a outright victory, and surprised the demographic, surprised the establishment as a whole. And then this past election, I had a suspicion that the Democrats were going to do everything that they can to make sure that Trump was not in office again. And by the way, they did. So we are now living in a state of illegitimacy, at which point the only true way that we can effectively see change, guys, homemade bread right here. My wife, she did an incredible job. It's the best. Tremendous.
Sourdough
Believe
bread.
me.
Not just any bread. It's sourdough bread.
It's sourdough with honey. Oh. And butter on top.
And now butter on the floor.
And butter on the
or
floor.
just bread on the floor. Was Zadok tried
Nope,
it?
that's
I
bread.
like threw it up for him to try.
Yeah.
He caught it. Like total texture was like like spit it out on the
Not
floor.
for him, huh?
And then I was like, eat it, and then he ate it. But like it's that texture thing, I guess, for him. He's like, no, that's not right.
Well, it's not just disobedience. Okay, so we have 4 different boxes that we can effectively make change with, right? Effectively. And those are the ballot box, essentially null and void at this point. Extreme levels of illegitimacy across the board. And furthermore, within the political realm, you have a bunch of assholes in office who essentially live by the mantra of "you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours." Meaning, even if there is a good politician and there is a good a bill that is up, that needs to be discussed, that needs to be passed, right? If you're not willing to put into law something that benefits them, they won't even hear you out, right? So this whole bullshit process of you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, and oh hey, by the way, let's take a look at this insider trading, and we have billions upon billions of dollars flowing in just in the political arena in the US that's coming from not here. A shit ton of lobbyists, an outrageous number of individuals who have political interests here. So how do we take our freedom back? And I'm sorry, it was Palmetto. Of course it was Palmetto. Naturally it would be. But we have the ballot box, the soap box, and the cartridge box, or your ammo box, right? And then of course we also have the judicial box as well. Unfortunately, the 2 boxes that we really don't have available to us at this level, because of the aforementioned reasons, shitheads in political office basically is what it all boils down to. But we don't have a ballot box because that's null and void. The integrity of the election system has completely been lost. And then we don't have the judicial box because, again, aforementioned reasons, shitheads in office who only want to pass their own political agenda. And it really only has to do with lining their pockets. What makes them profitable? You know, so it's asinine. At which point it really only leaves us a soapbox. This is mine here, Tactically Torah. Welcome, shalom. And then, yeah, and then of course the bullet box, the ammo box. We don't want to use that. We don't want to use that. However, let's see. Here, this is what's called the Constitution, right? The U.S. Constitution. It's incredibly important. This is the establishment of the entire basis of our freedom. It's what it is all perpetuated to begin to begin with.
I want the kids to start reading that.
That's why I have it, so that I can begin to read this to my children. Okay. 1. Amendment 1. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Okay? Now, this next amendment, called the Second Amendment, to a convention, you know, all of that. That's what we just did. This is the one amendment that protects the first one and all the rest. This is the one amendment that provides us the capability of an unalienable right, meaning it's given to us by God, not afforded to us by men. You were born with this right, okay? That a well-regulated militia, what does well-regulated mean? It means that you need to be trained. You need to be trained up on your firearms. And you need to maintain the capability of aggressive violence, but you stay your hand. You operate with a level of knowledge and understanding and wisdom so that you know when it is appropriate to use your firearms, and even more importantly, when it is not. Shalom, Garen. So, a well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That one protects all the rest. Okay? So it's incredibly important. It's very important. So how do we protect this? This one document, the Constitution of these United States of America. You know, George Washington said that its only keepers are the people. Well, that's you and I. We are the people. So how do we keep that? Keep your arms, keep your mind and dignity. Aim them all in the direction the Father tells you to. Right, and see, I want to get to that. See, because the two main battles that we have across the board, whether it be like on a local county level, you know, your local city ordinances, your school system, your county, you know, your sheriff's office, all of that good stuff, all the way up to the state, and then the federal government. All of that. We have two problems that exist. One, again, the first one is shitbags in office who only care about their own agenda.
Yeah, let me check.
Okay, they only care about their own agenda. You scratch my back, and then maybe I'll scratch yours. You pass what I want, or what our establishment wants to perpetuate our desires, and then we'll hear you out, and maybe we'll bring it to a vote. Right? It's not okay.
No, not right now.
It's just not okay. So that's problem number one. Problem number two, we deal with the cognitive dissonance of individuals across the board. Cognitive dissonance, meaning you're dealing with a bunch of people who either see the truth but refuse to believe it, or see the truth, believe it, but choose to hide themselves from it, or three, they're willingly ignorant, to say the least. Willfully ignorance. Yeah, willful ignorance. So that's problem number two. How do we overcome that? The unfortunate reality is things really just have to get pretty dang bad before anybody is willing to stand up and do anything. That scares me. Because war seems to be in the air. You've got it. We're the greatest ally. These United States, we're the greatest ally to the nation state of what is Israel. And there's enemies of that state. And just because we are allies, that doesn't bode well for us. Just because we're allies. And oh, by the way, Turkey is a part of NATO, which that brings a serious weird dynamic there, because it looks like Turkey is, the leader of Turkey is really wanting to perpetuate or bring back what is called the Ottoman Empire. So that's kind of a serious ordeal there. But an attack on one is an attack on all, and that's what essentially what NATO kind of hangs its hat on. So if an attack on one is an attack on all, but Turkey's in the middle of that and they're siding with Russia and Iran, that's a problem, because Turkey is a part of NATO. But if Iran does something, an attack on one is an attack on all, and that literally puts the hook in the mouth of Russia to draw them down into essentially a world war. But do you think that after 20 years of GWOT, Global War on Terror, that they want to have a war over there again? There's sleeper cells coming right here. The mayor of Tulsa, Oklahoma, they just voted not too long ago to, within like the last couple of weeks, to dictate that Tulsa, Oklahoma will be a, what is it called? A sanctuary city?
Shut up. Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Oh my gosh.
Tulsa, Oklahoma. Okay? That's a problem.
It's a serious problem. I had no idea they did that.
And we have illegals coming in knowingly by our government,
Wait, how can
and
they
shitbags in our government, both on the federal and the state level, knowingly allowing this shit to happen.
How can they do that if they just passed that law that you can't even buy a house if you don't have you can't buy a house or property or anything you don't have your ID?
So on the state level, you have state laws and mandatory and regulatory requirements. However, on a local level, the local government has the right and the capability to override what they choose in the city. Okay? So, or in that county, rather.
Wow. That is awful.
That's a part of the freedom. Well, is that a surprise? Oklahoma allowed the statue of the Church of Satan to be put up at the Capitol first. No, it's not a surprise.
I didn't know they did that. I didn't know that was here.
I thought that was Detroit, but anyways, regardless of where it was, I don't care. There is a serious foothold that the enemy has in this nation across the board. And now, I'll say all that to say this. I have had on my spirit for quite some time, and my wife can probably even attest to it. But I've talked about the idea of building a band. A band, okay? And by this, I mean, Patty Sanchez, shalom. And by this, building a band, I mean an establishment of skilled singers and musicians who, one, will perpetuate the truth of the word of the Most High, and two, worship the Father and begin to prime on a local level here to combat against the demons and evil principalities and princes of darkness that are over this area, that are over this county. And that's where I feel like it needs to begin, right here in my own backyard, right here at home. So we begin with worship, and then we begin to break that cognitive dissonance, to teach and show people what it means to actually truly stand in boldness, not just for righteousness' sake, not just for standing for the cause of the Most High, but standing for our freedom across the board. And that is naturally to worship, but also to protect your God-given rights for freedom of speech, freedom of worship, freedom to assemble, and freedom and right to protect yourself and bear arms and establish a hardened target in your local area. That's what I want. And naturally, of course, it would kind of be really beneficial just to our local, our local assembly of believers, of brothers and sisters, that we could corporately worship again. You know, because here's the thing. In John chapter 4, Yeshua is speaking to the Samaritan woman at the well, and he tells her really all of her past. You know, he's like, yeah, you're shacked up with some dude and you've had 6 husbands. And the guy you're shacked up with now, he's not even your husband. And she responds and goes, I perceive you are a prophet. You think? He just told you your business, right? Yeshua, he just flat out tells it to her. He's like, this is what it really all boils down to. You worship what you don't know, but the Jews worship what they know because salvation is of the Jews. And actually, he was referring to himself. See, because there is a separation of Jew versus Samaritan. You know, it was seen as taboo for a Jew to be speaking or even in the presence of Samaritans because they were thought of as inferior people. It shouldn't be that way. But the Samaritans, they were a part of the northern kingdom of Israel, not Judah. So that was a problem. But Yeshua, he said to her, but the hour has come, and now is, where true worshipers, those who truly love the Father, those who truly believe in him, will worship him in spirit and in truth. It's the marriage of the two together. It's not just that you walk in the gifts of the Spirit, or in the fruits of the Spirit, you know, peace, joy, loving kindness, joy in the Holy Spirit. It's been a hard one for me lately. I felt like I've lost my joy, but I want to get it back, and part of that begins with worship, true worship. I'll tell you that on a frank level. It just begins with worship. You got to spend time in the Spirit. But then also the operation in the office of the Spirit, where some prophecy, some preaching, some teaching, and I'm gifted to teach. Some being apostles, right? doing all of these things in the gifting of the Spirit. These are fruits, these are evidences of the Spirit being operational in your life. And of course, seeing the Spirit move and perform miracles, being in a vessel that the Spirit of the Most High can operate through. But you know what breaks the attack of the enemy is worship. Worship on a corporate level. One can put 1,000 to flight, but two can put 10,000 to flight. See how that number is exponential in growth in its own capability? So if we could gather a corporate body of people to gather together in worship, and then on a local level, not just worship, but on a political level. See, because he said, I require those who love me, who truly will worship me, to worship me in spirit and in truth. Psalm 119 verse 142 says that his righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and his Torah is truth. See, that's the Father's laws, the laws and the commands of the Most High living God, so that we might be seen as righteous in order to be acceptable and presentable to the Most High, right? So because of that, it's not just a spirit, but we are operating in obedience to his laws. But hey, I'm sorry, I lost my page. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or the prohibition of free exercise thereof, or prohibiting the free exercise of religion, okay? Or abridging the freedom of speech, or the press, or the right of the people to peaceably assemble. We need to be able to peaceably assemble. We need to be able to peaceably assemble about our religious beliefs, about our capabilities, about the unrighteous and injustice nonsense that is being perpetuated in our schools. We need to be able to be voting about that. But what breaks the ice? What brings us together, knowing that we are all children of the Most High? We need to worship together. So I don't really even know how to build the money, to grow the money. I don't have anybody I can ask for money, and I keep bringing it up. Keep bringing it up. Hey, we need to do this. We need to do that, and I keep being told, put it together. Put it together. Okay, all right. I just gotta put it together. The other day, I priced out music equipment, and I don't mind. I can go on a stage and just grab my acoustic guitar and worship. But there's a level of there's a thing, and you can read it in 2 Chronicles chapter 5, where, and this was the first worship, the first session of worship that they had in the temple of the Most High, after Solomon and his men had built the temple, right? And all the singers and musicians, they gathered together, and they began to sing and cry out, and all the people gathered together in unison with one heart and one mind, and that was to bring glory and honor to the Most High. And the Father came down with such a powerful intrinsic source of the Spirit that it knocked everybody over. The presence of the Father was so thick in Jerusalem at that moment that even the priests couldn't even do their priestly duties. Nobody could stand. See, that's the power of worship. That's the power of worship, to overcome the principalities and evil entities of darkness that settle this area and settle this nation. Was this
Was this Constitution given to us, or was this nation established on biblical, godly principles? If you choose to believe that, awesome. Then let's get together. Let's freaking worship. And there's nothing wrong with somebody getting up with just a single acoustic guitar and leading worship, but there's something to be said about a team of worshipers. And see, I'm getting to the idea of a team of worshipers, because one can put 1,000 to flight, but two can put 10,000 to flight. And there's something to be said about singers and musicians worshiping the Most High skillfully. So that's a thing. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a GoFundMe or something. I don't know. I've got to raise money somehow, because we need. This is what I need in my mind: speakers, subwoofers, a soundboard, cables, microphones. See, because none of this does any good if people can't hear the worship. Now, the Spirit can move regardless, but people have to be able to hear it. So yeah, I priced out equipment and all of that, and it's probably going to take somewhere in the realm of about $30,000 just to equip singers and musicians, unless the Father provides. Now, I'm a guitarist, not a great singer. I do sing, I can sing, but I'm not great at it, right? But I am a skilled musician, to say the least. And, either the Father provides money to be able to provide equipment so that we can make that happen, or the Father provides people. And I'm praying that He provides both, because at minimum that money would allow us to. I don't have musical bone in my body, couldn't carry a tune in the bucket. I get that, but there's a heart posture, that will drive worship, even though you can't sing beautifully by the world's terms. You know what you can do? You can open your mouth and you can say, Father, you are holy, you are worthy, you are righteous, you are wonderful, you are kind, you are glorious, and all glory, honor, and power and esteem belong to you. Yeah, make a joyful noise. David was a skilled musician. Did he sing? I don't know. He was a skilled musician, but he also danced before the Most High naked. It's time for us to be bold. Bold in the presence of the adversary. There's a lot of evil people perpetuating wickedness on the earth. And if we expect the Father to do something, we kind of got to meet Him halfway, don't we? We got to do something about it ourselves. But what primes every bit of this is worship. What's going to bring people together? The love of the Father. Because there's more believers than we think there is. Okay? And if you're an individual who keeps Torah, who's sitting there thinking, oh, well, we're not the same as those Christians, you're wrong. And you need to check your heart posture. You need to check yourself. Because realistically, there should be no difference between us and the Westernized Christian church, because the Western Christian church has worship right. And they also have the operation of the Spirit. There's a lot of them that absolutely, truly do love the Father. But they have cognitive dissonance. And there's a little ignorance there. That maybe their eyes just haven't been open to the idea that the Sabbath really is the seventh day of the week. They haven't put that together yet. That Sunday is the first day of the week. Or, the idea of eating clean. Or that the idea that, Yeshua, he came to embody the Torah and the commands so that we could see how to walk them out and to live righteously according to his ways. See, because when you argue, what are the great commands, that we're supposed to keep, a Christian will tell you, oh, well, that's easy. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, body, and strength. And the second is like it, love your neighbors yourself. So love the Father, love people, right? Okay, so we got that down. Love the Father, love the people. So do they. Love the Father, love people. Had you playing drums at 9. Praise Yah, that's awesome, man. See, because the Father, he pressed on my heart about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, to establish what I would call a school of worship. I don't know how to do that. I'm a skilled worshiper. I'm a skilled musician. But teaching the idea of what it means to worship in spirit and in truth. It's not just keeping and obeying the commands, because worship doesn't begin here. It begins with your face to the floor. Justin Ridland, shalom. They haven't had the fullness of the conviction yet. Maybe, maybe not. I don't. It's hard to say, and it's not your place to judge that.
That's the big part, is that it is not our place. We should judge them by their fruits, but
yeah,
almost every single person that we know was not just born into knowing everything.
Right.
And God forbid someone had treated us the way a lot of people are getting treated now.
Yeah. Yeah. Who do you think you are?
Or the pride that is.
Yeah.
surfacing.
Nobody's come to any great knowledge or understanding. Nobody's come to any greatness. You haven't arrived just because you know and understand Torah. It doesn't work that way. We all still have a lot to learn. And there's a lot that the Messiah is going to sort out whenever he returns. Now, whether or not you choose to believe in rapture theory or the greater Exodus or whatever, that doesn't matter. What does matter is whether or not you maintain the testimony of Yeshua. You believe that he is the one and only begotten Son of the Most High living God, and you worship him as such. Because who are you to say how somebody believes? Yeah, we are to judge fruit. I get that. Totally agree. But purely as a spectator. Okay? Purely to give you intel, not to cast judgment. Whether or not they have conviction, let that be between them and the Spirit. That's not up to you. Let's see. It's an everyday process of learning and understanding the Word of Yah. It is. You're right, Judy. Judy Pepper. You're absolutely right. It is an everyday process. But what we need right now, and it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter. But what we need right now is unity. Unity in spirit and mind. Because where you are, where 2 or 3 gather, there he is in the midst of them, and anything that they should touch on, it shall be established. It will happen. you want to perpetuate change in your local area, you want to perpetuate change on a grand scale, begins right here where we're at, right? Begins where we're at.
5 minute warning, 5 or 10 minute warning. Dinner's on
So I have a 5 or 10 minute warning, meaning we're going to have dinner soon. It's a little late, but I'll take it. We've been busy, and Lauren's done an incredible job with everything that she's trying to juggle at this moment, so it's all good. As long as we get to eat, right?
Yeah, homemade fettuccine alfredo, chicken alfredo.
That sounds amazing. So yeah, anyways, I think I'm going to make a GoFundMe. I don't know how that stuff works. I truly don't. But if it can be used, dirty civilians, shalom. Hope you thrive. But if it can be used to further the Father's kingdom, I don't know how to do it at this current moment. 30,000 is way bigger than I could even think about. And if I had it, I'd fund it myself. Highlanders out here. Shalom, man. Chicken farmer. Right on. Not judging, just observing and commenting on what I see as conviction and seeking obedience under the Father. I don't know. Texas T, shalom, brother. Hey, you have a blessed night too, man. Miss you. Yeah, I can't really speak to that. Carnivore diet folk are dying over that homemade sourdough bread.
Oh, my bad, guys. Sorry.
It's so good. She did. She's making
Okay, I look awful. So
chicken
just,
fettuccine alfredo.
I look really rough. Just don't. Let me get farther back, otherwise I look starting to
rough. Stop.
Oh,
My gosh.
so I
How
was.
can you stand this?
You know, Patty is on.
I know she's on.
So hold on, brain. You can do this. I was given sourdough starter by a Hebrew bakery out here in Fort Smith. Better freaking not. And he was like, they give it out for free. And he said, if you kill it, just come back. I'll give you some more. I have successfully kept this starter alive for.
When do we have dinner?
It's almost done, buddy.
Very
I
soon.
can't remember.
Hold on.
I don't. Has it been months since I got it? Maybe a month or two, or more.
Yeah, it's been about. It was before Sukkot.
So
No, it was right after Sukkot, wasn't it?
I don't know. No, it was before because he asked
It
us
was
where
before
we were Sukkoting.
Sukkot. That's right.
I'm
It
about
was
to
like
sneeze.
2 days before Sukkot.
Mr. Coffee, what's up?
Yes.
So the kids are saying hi, Boots. But anyways, I've kept that sourdough starter alive, and I've been making bread, and I've made pizza dough out of it, and I've made weird sourdough flatbread that was really sour. But
It's pretty good though.
I finally kind of understand it. I'm too lazy. Thank you, Patty. I'm too lazy to do what actually needs to be done so the bread's not dense. Still tastes amazing, so
It's so good.
yeah, I just
Like
I
I
don't
don't
know.
understand just the density of the
Bye,
bread.
guys.
It's so thick, but it's so good. It's a completely different texture.
it's like it's really filling though because it's so dense.
You're making Chicken Farmer Plus hungry.
My bad.
So yeah, if you feel so inclined, maybe pray about it, and
And if they have any advice or
if y'all have advice, I'm not immune to bad ideas and stuff, and right now it's just a good idea, Fairy, but I don't know how else to make this happen. I just want to be faithful to the Father and know that I'm doing something that I know I'm supposed to do. Bibs. Bibs.
Allie, Boots said Bibs.
Boots said hello, Bibs. Said hello, Boots. The kids said hello. So yeah, if you feel like you've got a good word for me or something like that, I'll hear it. If you feel like the Father wants to you to donate or whatever, I'll gladly steward it. But anyways, that's all I've got for tonight. I'm gonna eat dinner with my wife and kids and have a good rest of the evening. Thank you so much for being on here.
Bye guys, y'all are awesome.
But seriously, guys, we all need to get together and be a force for positive change in this world. Because we all know it's getting harder. Yep. Keep following y'all, guys. Hooter and Torah, shalom, brother. Love you, man. Garrett, shalom, brother.
Stay off the
Love all you guys. Really appreciate you for being on here. Blessings. Shalom.